Hi there. It's February 22nd and time for Proverbs 22. Today it's the 30 wise sayings. And I don't think they're all in one chapter, but we'll a little smaller here. Here we go. And we'll get into it. If you choose between a good reputation and great wealth, choose a good reputation if you have to choose. Right. You get that? Choose a good reputation over good wealth. A good name is to be more desired than great wealth. Favor is better than silver or gold. Almost says it better over here in the word for word, huh? The rich and the poor have this in common. The Lord made them both. Get that? And for a reason. 3 sensible people will see trouble coming out and avoid it. But an unthinking person will walk right into it and regret it later. That? Sensible people. Let's highlight that. Sensible people. Got it. Number 4, obey the Lord, be humble, and you will get riches, honor, and long life. See that? Is that all it takes? That's what it says. Riches doesn't mean money, you can be rich. Rich just means having everything you desire. Doesn't mean having everything, just everything you desire. If you're happy with a simple life, then you're rich. Obey the Lord, be humble, and you will get riches, honor, and long life. Okay. What's it say over here? The reward of humility and the fear of the Lord are riches, honor, and life. Right. Number 5, if you love your life, stay away from the traps that catch the wicked along the way. Good advice. 6, teach children how they should live, and they will remember it all their life. Okay. And this, they kind of simplified this. There's been a lot of studies on this verse. This is the true one that I like better. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he grows older, he will not abandon it. Okay? If you raise your kids in church and you show them that you're a Christian and you're a Christian life, when they get older, they'll come back to it. They will. It's been proven over and over again. At some point, they'll come back. So just keep praying for your kids. 7, poor people are slaves of the rich. Borrow money, and you are the lender's slave. There's a lot of talk about us being debt slaves today, and it's true. You get credit cards, you get a mortgage, you get car payments, and you're basically a slave to your lender. Okay? And they're rich and they rule over you. Okay? You don't make the payments. They take your house, they take your car, and they don't care what happens to you. They just don't. It's a terrible thing. 8, if you plant trees of injustice, disaster will spring up, and your oppression of others will end. If you plant the seeds of injustice, disaster will spring up, and your oppression of others will end. What does that say over here? One who sows injustice will reap disaster, and the rod of his fury will perish. Oppression of others will end. That's interesting. Okay. Number 9, be generous and share your food with the poor. You will be blessed for it. Okay? You will be blessed for it. I say this all the time. Get rid of a conceited person, and there will be no more arguments, quarreling, or name-calling. Right? Drive out the scoffer, and strife will leave. Even quarreling and dishonor will cease. Right? If you get away from people like that, you notice peace. It's a lot more peaceful. 11. If you love purity of heart and graciousness of speech, the king will be your friend. The Lord sees to it that truth is kept safe by disproving the words of liars. Sooner or later, they're all found out, aren't they? 13 lazy people stay at home. They say a lion might get them if they go outside, right? There's a lion in the street. There's a lion in the street, right? Excuses, huh? Excuses to be lazy. Adultery is a trap. It catches those with whom the Lord is angry. Yeah. Got that? Children just naturally do silly, careless things, but a good spanking will teach them how to behave. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, never heard it said like that before. What's that? Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. The rod of discipline will remove it far from him. Right? A good spanking will teach them how to behave. Little kids, okay? And you don't have to spank them a lot. Usually once, and they learn, and lessons learned. Right? If you make gifts to rich people or oppress the poor to get rich, you will become poor yourself. That. Okay, here we go. 30 wise sayings. I numbered them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's interesting. I like that. Okay. Listen, and I will teach you what the wise have said. Study their teachings, and you will be glad if you remember them and can quote them. You got that? And can quote them. I want you to put your trust in the Lord. That is why I'm going to tell them to you now. I have written down 30 sayings for you. They contain knowledge and good advice, and will teach you what the truth really is. When you are sent to find it out, you will bring back the right answer. Extend your other words wise and happy. It doesn't say 30 sayings over here. 18, if you remember. 20. I have written down 30 things saying to you. And over here, have I not written to you excellent things? What's this note? Or previous things of counsels of knowledge? Weird. Well, let's get into these. Wise saying number 1, 22 and 23. Don't take advantage of the poor just because you can. Don't take advantage of those who stand helpless in court. The Lord will argue their case for them and threaten the life of anyone who threatens theirs. Okay? Don't take advantage of the poor just because you can. All right? Saying 2. Don't make friends with people who have hot, violent tempers. You might learn their habits and not be able to change. Wow. Don't promise to be responsible for someone else's debts. If you should be unable to pay, they will take even your bed. Right? And 4, verse 28. Never remove old property line that your ancestors established. Verse 5. Show me someone who does a good job, and I will show you someone who is better than most and worthy of the company of kings. Okay? So, it only covers 5 in today, which is interesting. It's never been done that before. See, there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. And these 30 wise sayings looks like they cover about 4 chapters. So, take 3 chapters, 3 days to get through our 30 wise sayings. Let's see what we highlighted today. If you have to choose between a good reputation and great wealth, choose the good reputation. All right? Every time. And we highlighted 3 sensible people will see trouble coming and avoid it. But an unthinking person will walk right into it and regret it later. Right? And we highlighted 4. Obey the Lord, be humble, and you will get riches, honor, and a long life. Get that? Obey the Lord and be humble. I say that all the time. Be humble. Be humble. 6. Teach children how they should live, and they will remember it all their life. Now I like it better in the original. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he grows older, he will not abandon it. Yeah. And that's been talked about a lot. Kids always come back. 7, we highlighted, poor people are slaves to the rich. Borrow money, and you are the lender's slave. Okay? Unfortunately, most of us today are slaves to the lenders. Be generous and share your food with the poor. You will be blessed for it. That's verse 9. Okay? We highlighted 15. Children just naturally do silly, careless things, but a good spanking will teach them how to behave. The rod of discipline will remove it far from him. Get that? Well, I highlighted part of 18 here. Study these teachings. If you can remember and quote them, I want you to put your trust in the Lord. That's why I'm going to tell them to you now. And it goes through the sayings. You should remember them and quote them. Don't take advantage of the poor just because you can. Okay. Don't make friends with people who have hot, violent tempers. Don't promise to be responsible for someone else's debts. Never move an old property line that your ancestors established. And show me someone who does a good job, and I'll show you someone who is better than most and worthy of the company of kings. So that's the first 5 today. Can we remember them and quote them? It's asking you to memorize these, right? 1, don't take advantage of poor people just because you can. 2, don't make friends with people who have hot, violent tempers. Or you might be just like them, right? 3, don't promise to be responsible for someone else's debts. Something just popped in my head. Somebody's trying to cancel everybody's students' debts, that they actually read the things and they signed, said they would pay it back, and now they don't want to. Interesting. And 4, never move an old property line that your ancestors have established. People try and do that. And 5, show me someone who does a good job, and I'll show you someone who is better than most and worthy of the company of kings. And I think tomorrow we will go back over these 5 and keep adding to it and work on this for a couple of days, because it'll take a couple of days to get through it. So that's today's. That was interesting. So we'll see where we go from there. Stay tuned later today. I think we're on the very last chapter of Leviticus today. And then we're going to start Numbers, or did we do it yesterday? Let me look real quick here. Yep. Today's the last. I believe the last day of Leviticus. Yep. So we will finish Leviticus today. Hooray! And then get into Numbers. I'm not sure what's happening with Numbers, but we'll find out, won't we? So until next time, remember, be humble. And we're going to try and memorize these 30 things. I already forgot, but we'll work on them. See you next time.